one day somebody is going to listen, something is going to change, something is going to trigger this world that is going to put a halt to all of this madness. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. This is about to be a conversation just surrounding everything that has gone on over the last, I would say, a few weeks, but then I would be discrediting how long this has actually occurred. This is, respectfully as possible, my views and just my acknowledgement. I chose not to be silent regarding everything that's going on because me being silent to me speaks volumes. And I know that God gave me this platform to give you guys an inside look into my life, whether I choose to share or not. And I'm thankful for this platform, but today this video is going to be a little different because I could not hold back my tongue anymore, just for the simple fact that, for one, this is my greatest platform, the platform that I have the most support on. And just because of my family's history and me, it's just been so moving and such an eye-opening experience for me, and the range of emotions that I've been going through over the last several weeks is just, it's beyond me. It's sad, it's just beyond me. So I just want to go ahead and just kind of open up about this because it's not something that I wanted to ignore. I did not want to continue uploading videos as if nothing's going on in the world and that I'm just being completely, like, you know, oblivious to the fact, or just making it apparent that I choose to ignore it. If you follow me on Instagram, I have posted some things on there, but as far as YouTube and any other social media platforms, I have not spoken out. Okay, so this is completely as respectfully as possible, just what I feel and how I want to encourage you guys to educate yourselves and love on our black men, love on your black women, love on people, period. Okay, so as you guys know, the world has been shaken up by everything between Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and George Floyd. I know, coming from my perspective, the first thing, like, I was just blown away when I first saw the video. I'm pretty sure that you guys saw the video that surfaced, and I had very mixed feelings. Half of me was just like blown away, like, how could you do that to someone? And then the other half of me was just like, who's next? And it's so sad to say who's next, because this is just over and over and over and over again. Like, we keep seeing it happen. It's been going on, it continues to happen, and I'm pretty sure that George Floyd's death is not the last of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's saddening, and it's almost just like, I don't even, like, I'm getting immune to it, and that's so sad to say. Like, it really hurts me to say that, because it shouldn't be that way. It should not be that way. Every day that a black person wakes up in the morning, it should not feel like a fight that we may lose, like, just from the color of our skin. And it's hurtful. I don't know, it's just, I don't even have the words. Like, I don't even have the words, because I can't even begin to describe what I feel if that was to happen to my brothers or my cousins or my uncles, like all of these black men in my family, all of these black women in my family. Like, it could be any of us, you know. And it's sad to say that this has been going on for 300 plus years. Like, it's not new. It's not new. They're just, the only difference is they're just going out differently. This was a different way that someone was taken from our community. Like, I would not even be able to bear the thought if something like that, like, had that been my little brother or had that been my older brother, like, I wouldn't know what to do. And it's so sad to see that every day is a constant battle. It's a constant fight. And you know, I don't fault What I will say is I don't fault everyone who may be of a different race or anything like that, because I am in no way, like, I'm not racist, like, at all. But I've also realized that some people, the things that people are saying right now who are not a part of the black community, I have seen some tragic things being said, and it's just kind of like mind-boggling. Like, how could you say that? You know, just seeing different comments like, what's the point of protesting, or y'all are doing too much, or just seeing stuff like that, it just really hurts me in a sense. And it's like, why? Like, why do we have to explain ourselves? Why do we have to, after everything that's going on, like, why is it still a fight against us? And this is not, I'm not putting everybody in the same pool. I'm not placing people all in the same bucket. I'm not doing that at all. But the people who have been vocal about how we're trying to speak up and stand up for what we believe in our pursuits of equality is just, it's insane. Like, it's literally insane. And I don't know, like, for me, it's personal. It's definitely personal, because my grandmother, my great-grandfather, my great-uncle, they were all freedom riders. Okay, they were part of the freedom rides in 1961, and they got arrested for this very, like, this same thing, like, you know, for standing up, for not being silent, for going against the grain. And so it's personal for me. And so because of them and their fight, you know, because of them and their fight, I'm like, how can I sit back and not say anything at all? How can I not try to be active? How can I not encourage people to educate themselves? Because, you know, white privilege is a thing. Like, I will say that. Like, white privilege is a thing, and I think that because of their privilege, some people have kind of been placed in this box, per se, that they're oblivious to the fact of the constant issues and the constant battles that we in the black community face. And a lot of it, I have seen a couple of white people in my girls community speak up that they were just completely just not aware, you know. And it's sad because they're allies to us, and you know, as hurting as it is to us, it's hurt them too, because they have not been exposed to things of this sort. And so I won't penalize, like, other people of other races and other walks of life and other cultures, because some people are just straight up not aware. So they can tend to be, I won't even say ignorant, just they're blind. Like, they haven't been exposed to it. They're uneducated in certain facets of our everyday lives that have been going on for like decades. Like, I'm just floored. Like, I'm just floored. But I definitely think that what happened was disgusting. I pray that, you know, justice is served, and through everything that has gone on from January up until, what is it? It's June now. These 6 months in 2020 have just been so awakening for me. And I know that between the pandemic, between, you know, this constant fight and these constant losses to police brutality, I'm a believer. Like, okay, like, I can only speak on what I personally believe, and I think this is God's cry that he needs us. Okay, like, everybody who may have been distracted between COVID-19 and whatever, you get what I'm saying? Like, all of these distractions, like, God needs us right now more than ever. And I think that all of these encounters is like, God, I need you to press into me. I need you to press into me, because I am a firm believer that God has to break us to position us. And I just know that some people who have not been on the right track, or they haven't, you know, they haven't been making God a priority in their life, I think that God is stripping us of all of these things, okay? All of these different things keep happening because he needs us to get on the right track with him. And so when I, you know, think about how I can do that, and, you know, everybody's been trying to stand with our community, back our community, all these kind of things, and I love that. It's completely like amazing. It warms my heart that so many people are in support of the black community. But when all of this dies down, I don't want that to just, all right, Black Lives Matter, okay, you know, all these deaths, like the dust has settled, we can go back to our normal lives. And I don't want that. But do I feel like some people may kind of stray away when the dust settles? I do. And it's sad to say, but it's a constant fight, man. Like, I can't stress that enough, that it is a constant fight. It's a constant battle. And I was just watching a sermon, well, not even a sermon, I was watching some conversations today, and just to hear that this is not a skin issue, it's a sin issue, that really hit home, because that is exactly what it is. Like, that's exactly what it is. And me personally, before a week and a half ago, I don't think I've ever felt directly discriminated against, okay? And I was just like mind blown. I was in Walmart. I was just in Walmart about a week and a half ago, and I'm in the freezer aisle, and there's this woman, you know, you can kind of, if you have a cart, and you know, you kind of step away from your cart to open up the freezer to get whatever it is that you're going to get. There is no one in the aisle except for me and this woman. And she looked at me. She was about to open up the freezer, but then she looked at me because she had to step away from her cart. She came back to her cart to grab her wallet and then go back to the freezer after she looked at me. And I'm just like, wow. Like, this is like so, it's so real. And that, like, stuff like that, that hurts, because I've seen it, I've witnessed it or whatever, but it's never been something directly to me. And I was just like, man, like, this is the world that we live in. I cannot sit here and say that us protesting, us, you know, sending emails, signing petitions, all of this stuff is going to put a halt to all of the racial injustices and the inequality across this world. But it's a fight that is worth trying. Any way that you can let your voice be heard, like, I encourage you to do that, okay? Because I'm a firm believer, and I have all the faith in the world that one day somebody is going to listen, something is going to change, something is going to trigger this world that is going to put a halt to all of this madness. Do I feel like it's going to happen anytime soon? Absolutely not. I don't. Because for all of this time, all of these years that this has continued, history continues to repeat itself. It has not stopped now. My grandmother, all of them, they were freedom riders. It's been, what, like 60 years. And so I'm just trying to think of what more can we do, what more can be done, because our fight, it does not stop here. So that is my take on everything that has gone on. I see very little difference in between the civil rights movement and the Black Lives Matter movement. Like, I see little difference. And I don't know, like, I have absolutely no idea when this is going to stop. I just have to stay in prayer. I have to stay growing in God and deepening my relationship. I pray that all of y'all's prayer lives are increasing right now, because that urge, that tug that you may feel like we don't have anything else to do besides turn to God and cast our cares unto Him is, yeah, like that is the solution to me right now. Giving it to God, surrendering all of it. I pray that nothing like this happens. The way George Floyd was taken from our community, I pray that that doesn't happen to anyone else. It was so hard to watch. I don't know, it's just been like detrimental to people's mental health, people's emotional states. It was sickening. It was disgusting. I just can't even bear the thought of that happening to one of my loved ones. Like, I'm just floored by it. But you know what? I am praying for y'all. If you support me, if you support, you know, my community. Like, I encourage you guys, please sign these petitions. Sign the petitions, join the protests, let your voice be heard. Like, break your silence. Break your silence. Okay, and I just want to close this video out. So my grandmother, she wrote a poem that she sent to me. And it's called I Still Can't Breathe. So I just want to go ahead and read this to you guys, because the same fight, just different times, different decades. I'm about to go ahead and read her poem, and I'm going to close this video out afterwards. So it's entitled I Still Can't Breathe, and this is by my grandmother, Credell Petway, freedom rider of 1961. I keep smelling the stench from my past, fire hoses, canine dogs, and tear gas. I still can't breathe, y'all. Tried having a peaceful family flight from Montgomery, Alabama to Jackson, Mississippi. We arrived and couldn't even see a pleasant sight. Shoved into a suffocating paddy wagon and hauled off to jail. Walked through hot, musty halls to a jail cell. I still can't breathe, y'all. After released on bail, thought we could get some fresh air. Much to my despair, that didn't last. Could still smell the stench of racism and hatred in the air. I still can't breathe, y'all. Some of us have been dragged, brutally beaten, and murdered along the way. Pushed so far back, we can't even live while being black. We're still being kicked and choked, while others stand around and watch like it's a joke. I still can't breathe, y'all. When's it gonna stop? When's it gonna stop? So I thank you guys for watching this video. I don't want any pity, any, you know, this is not for you guys to feel sorry for me in any way, but as a woman of color, I am thankful. I'm thankful that I'm black. I'm privileged to be black. I'm privileged to stand against norms, beat the odds, and live to fight another day. You know, I'm privileged to break stereotypes and use my voice to advocate for change in this world, to advocate for equality in this world, to advocate for black women across this nation, to rise above all of this, to make something of myself, to prove that all black people are not the same, to prove that I have the potential to go above and beyond, okay, and to challenge myself to higher heights. I'm privileged to be a black woman. The color of my skin, that does not define me. It doesn't. It should not be a threat. It should not be looked at as like, oh my gosh, I was scared, I was nervous, or, you know, the color of my skin says none of those things. So yeah, I love you guys. Thank you for supporting whatever it is that I choose to do with my channel. This was a heavy video, but the next one we're gonna be back on a lighter note. So I will see you guys in my next video.